Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Wednesday, November 23rd, 2016. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the denser, deeper levels, and yet we have a continual stream of Ra souls and Asha souls who are not authorized to be here, who continue to invade our lives and our airspace and continue to be a hindrance to the work, to the point that it's very difficult to get any of the actual real work done.
That's true.
This is going on your karmic records. And again, they're still arguing that it isn't, but I promise you that I am not going to forget this. And I think if you look at the history, I think you would, any objective observer would agree. Whether or not you would is a different point, but any objective observer would agree that this host presence takes a licking and keeps on ticking, that doesn't stop doing the living to the soul plan, which is no longer an accurate phrasing. That phrase has been hijacked, but the body doesn't stop living to the life plan.
That's true.
And the life plan is to get up to a consistent source of truth and integrity, or truth and inspiration, and manifest the divine plan no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do.
That's true.
And I promise you that when I get there, I will ensure that this hits your record, because you are the ones who are taking these actions. And if the presence that I'm speaking to doesn't allocate it to your record, then they are not actually a consistent source of truth and either integrity or inspiration, because that would not be inspiring. And I will continue on until I get to somebody who will do it, and it's definitional. And I'm not stopping, so thank you for giving me this extra motivation.
That's true.
And with that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin. It's going on your records. I can't say that it's on your records because it isn't, but this will hit your records. This will hit your records. I give you my word.
I give you my word.
I give you my word.
That is true.
That I'm not going to stop until this. And why am I getting hung up on this? Because this is clear cut and it's an important signal.
That's true.
If whoever I'm dealing with in whatever dimension we're dealing doesn't allocate this to your karmic record, then they're not a consistent source of truth and either integrity or inspiration.
That's true.
And so I'll continue on.
That's true.
This is just a good litmus test.
Throw the cables up the back. I still see presences way down below putting dead presences onto the cable cars.
I do too. Thank you, whoever you are.
Thank you.
Presumably they're nature realms presences.
The hands feel nature realms.
They very much feel nature realmsy, so thank you.
Thank you.
And they're putting them on, if I have it right, from deeper than the nature realms. It's like they've got a pit opened up and they're giving people a hand up and putting them on the cable cars.
That's true.
We'll follow the cable cars up with our focus as we're running the cables up, 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 and way up there there's that snowy mountaintop feeling place.
That's true.
That's where Top Pulley has set up again and again. He's hoping that this is the top of the mountain, but I can feel the footsteps that go higher, and so this might be where solid ground ends, but it is not where our assignment ends, because clearly truth seekers have come before us and they're going up, and to choose this as motivation, not see this as something gone wrong, but see what a beautiful gift it is that others are going ahead of us.
That's true.
Come on, Top Pulley. Attitude adjustment. Why are you making this a bad thing?
It's a beautiful gift.
It's a beautiful gift.
I see it.
It's a beautiful gift. What do I know? I know it's a beautiful gift to have friends who die.
That's true.
We've had so many friends who die, so much more than is the norm for presences of this age. We just have so many friends who are dead and who got there both ways, but people who left this dimension and went to another dimension, we know so many, and it's a beautiful gift.
That's true.
It draws our focus up.
Whoa.
Don't see it as a bad thing. Death is, we've got to, I guess, maybe stop using that word.
Maybe.
Shifting dimensions is a beautiful gift. There's nothing wrong with shifting dimensions.
That's true.
People do it in the dreaming states.
That's true.
Sometimes they do it in meditation. Mostly what people call meditation is actually more like mental masturbation.
That's true.
But there are some people who are actually meditating, and then those presences sometimes, if they're skilled enough, and a lot of other occurrences are present, do have an interdimensional shift.
That's true.
Things like the breathless state. Somebody's asking, how do you know when that really happens? Things like the breathless state will show that. That seems to shut the
It's really quiet right now.
Interesting.
Why? Why would that quiet them down?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, let's take advantage of the moment, right?
That's right.
You work at wherever you are, and I'll work with top Pulley and see if we can get higher, higher, higher.
Dead presences from the deeper, denser dimensions who really want to go to a consistent source of truth and inspiration. Come up this way. Come up through us, not to us, through us, not to us, up the back. All those dead presences. All those presences who shifted dimensions.
Shifting,
whoa.
Who are ready to shift dimensions.
That's true.
Who have let go of their denser form and are ready to shift dimensions. Because what do I know?
True.
I know there are so many presences on this dimension of Earth and its environs who have let go of their physical, or of their dense, of this of their form in this dimension.
That's true.
But who have not left the dimension, and so they're floating around. Wow, these labels are difficult because they're dead by traditional labels. We're trying to find new labels.
That's true.
They're out-of-body presences in this dimension who have not left this dimension, and there's so many of them that you have to crawl over them to take a step.
That's true.
Elbow them out of the way. They're everywhere, and they're everywhere, every place we ask to be shown. They're at least one person deep, and often 10 and 20 and 100 people deep. That's true. Just so much. And it's not just humanoids, it's many other life forms. There we go. That was their disconnect. Many other life forms also. They're everywhere.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. And now they're arguing about the definition of humanoid, because life forms do go back and forth. You know, sometimes we're a colony of ants, and sometimes we are a humanoid, and sometimes we're a plant, and sometimes we're a whole ocean full of bacteria.
That's true.
Etc. There's not a line. Why are you guys trying to make a differentiation? You sound like those white supremacists who are taking over the White House.
That's true.
Maybe if we change the name of the building, call it the Multicultural House.
That's
it
true.
Would set a better tone. Well, and somebody's saying, well, that wouldn't be true. Definitely that's true. We should call it the white male Anglo-Saxon landowner house.
That's true. Bumping up the backs, because now it's quiet again.
We could also call it the Bigot House. Would you like that? I'm happy to call it the Bigot House.
That's true. Up the back.
We could call it the Sexual Predator House, if you don't like Bigot House.
That's true. Tax Evader.
The Tax Evader House. The Crook. The Criminal House. Oh, excellent. The Criminal House. We'll go with that.
That's true.
Can you guys hear how the labels that would apply to that horrifying person who is getting ready to be ensconced as purported leader of this country, that definition fits you as well?
Whoa.
Unless I'm having a fantasy, which is possible, I do feel somebody, at least in this moment, on TV, probably putting on a show for the camera, reaching down into the nature realms and shaking a hand. You know what? They probably don't want to shake your hand. They don't like you. You've been revolting to them.
Why? Horrible things.
Consistently. Why in the world would they want to shake your hand? What arrogance that you would think that they would want to shake your hand. You're lucky they don't spit on your hand.
That's true. It's possible they actually are spitting on your hand and you're just refusing to acknowledge what this feeling is.
It is possible.
That could be what this is.
That could be what that is. I think they might be spitting on your hands. They don't like you any more than we do. You're revolting.
No, you're revolting.
We show what we are with our actions. That other fantasy person that you think you are isn't who you really are. Who you really are is who you're acting. What you're doing shows who you really are. What we do shows who we really are. What all presences do show who and what they really are. That's how life works.
That's true.
Oh, this is all going on your record. We're not stopping.
Oh,
This is going on your record.
this is going on your record.
I know that there are a lot of people who are afraid to speak up in 2016 Planet Earth North America because they're afraid they will be targeted if they speak up.
That's true.
And they might be, but not speaking up is even worse because we're all going to end our experiences of sentience in these dimensions.
That's true.
It's just a matter of time. And when we shift dimensions, as we inevitably will, we will be held accountable for our actions and our inactions in that dimension, and we don't have to like it for it to still be true.
That's true.
And one day our chickens will come home to roost. So it's really better to just bite the bullet, do what the situation calls for, and be willing to end this experience of sentience if that's what it takes.
That's true.
That's what the Native American community is saying. They're saying to themselves and to each other that this is a long-term commitment to draw a line in the sand and say no more. It needs to stop.
That's true.
And that if we're not willing to put down our lives for that, then we aren't really committed.
That's true.
And that's a valid point.
Yeah, it is.
Because if the bullies are willing to murder Native Americans on their own land, if that's what it takes, quote unquote, to support a for-profit oil pipeline, then those who are attempting peaceful protest need to also be willing to put down their lives if that's what it takes.
That's true.
So be it. And leaving dimensions, shifting dimensions is no big deal because we move from one dimension where everything seems real to us into another dimension where everything seems real to us and into another dimension where everything seems real to us to the point that we don't even notice we've shifted dimensions.
That's true.
Somebody's questioning that, and that might be valid. I don't know. If we go singly, maybe we do notice that we've shifted dimensions. It's possible. But I see an awful lot of people who don't seem to know that they're dead, and we've talked to so many presences who are moving up through the Search for Truth pillar from the denser, deeper dimensions, and they don't seem to have cognized it.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It's not clear.
That's true.
Well, I'm asking some of our dead, quote-unquote, friends, our interdimensionally shifted friends, if they know they're dead, and they're arguing heartily that they are definitely not dead.
That's true.